Hello everybody! Stream has started yet again. We're back with more Seiken Densetsu 3, following up from what we did yesterday. If anybody's around, say hi. I'm now live and ready to play. Last time we ended up at the Volcano Island. I took some time to do some grinding off-screen because this is the part of the game where it kind of expects you to do a little bit of grinding. Kind of weird, but you know, it's one of the faults of the game. But I don't mind too much because it goes by pretty quickly when you got the power of emulators on your side. Yeah, I got all my good equipment set and ready to go. I've sold all my excess stuff. I think I just need to pick up a few more consumables and then we'll go on our merry little way here. Let's see. So we're full up on those. I need more of these for sure. Let's even get some in storage too, just in case. I think the revival effect of this item is like one of the only things that isn't really like replicated by another spell or magic or anything in the game. At least when it comes to terms of like recovery. I mean, there's no spell that like heals your MP either, because that would be kind of weird. There's spells that drain MP, but they're a bit few and far between. I don't think we'll be running into any of those naturally this time around. Wait, I think we're done here. Yeah. We're good. We good, fam. Alright, let me just double check. Let's see. I have this still around. I don't think I'll be using it anytime soon, but it's around. You know, I guess I could fill up on walnuts too. Why not at this point? I haven't had a need to use one yet, but you never know. Thankfully, we do get quite a bit more MP from all the levels we have gained recently, so that's pretty good. Let's see. And I guess also since last time, it happened while I was grinding, but it was kind of understood if you were following along last time. Angela learned Evil Gate because we obtained the power of Shade. So now we have Darkness Elemental magic to use if we need to. It doesn't come up too often, but actually the Dark Priests themselves are weak to it, and there's another annoying enemy coming up that is weak to it as well, so, you know, it has its uses. I feel like not too many enemies are weak to Dark in general. Instead of going back south to the grinding spot where I was before, we're going to go up these stairs and proceed past some really annoying enemies here. These are cockatrices! And so what they like to do is they hatch in their little eggs, and after a sufficient amount of damage has been dealt, if they don't die, they will mature into a cockabird, which can do a party-wide defense debuff. Hey, Jeff. And another thing these guys like to do is petrify you, which sucks balls. And because they can petrify you, unlike all the other birds in the game, they are actually completely immune to earth magic, which is very bizarre, but, you know, you do what you must. So in general, really the only way to deal with them is to just kind of overwhelm them. Or just ignore fighting them. I do that a lot. But I'm just trying to show them off for the sake of it. I think every time you get petrified, you lose half your HP, which is why Carly is looking so bad there. And we'll need to patch her up in just a second here. I just want to finish the fight first. There we go. Yeah, I don't like those guys, and there's a whole bunch of them on the path up here, so we'll have to deal with it for a little bit. Maturing enemies like that are going to start showing up a lot more, actually. I think we have to head north from here. If there's any path I'm not taking, it's because it's a dead end. And I should also mention, while I got to level 16, I wouldn't recommend that. 15 is good enough for this area. I just wanted to do a little extra to expedite potential later sessions, and maybe we could get to some places a little faster than we would normally. I really hate that I am the only person that can do damage out of Team Ladies here. I don't know, is that a stereotype? Could be a stereotype. Let's see. I guess let's do me too. These could be surprisingly bulky when it comes down to it. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna start doing the ignore strategy. I don't like these guys. Other enemies coming up are a little more reasonable to fight. And don't do too much unless you really aggravate them. Okay, so here we are, and I don't know how you're supposed to know this, but in order to proceed, we gotta examine the rock and use earth magic on it. Our woes aren't over yet. Within this cave is probably the longest straight gauntlet of random enemies in the entire game, so strap in, folks. It's got the good music, though, so there's that. So if you'll remember, in Secret of Mana, these Pakun creatures were one of the first bosses in the game, the ones blocking the way to Undyne originally, who is the water spirit that we have not met yet in this game, but soon enough, soon enough. So they're just regular-ass enemies in this game, and they're all over the place in this area. Now this is the enemy I was a little bit worried about before, the Podo. When they get low on health, they can sometimes heal every enemy on the screen. And they are weak to darkness because they are healers. So a good evil gate can usually soften them up enough to, if not outright kill them, get them ready for one more alpha strike to get rid of them. So that's probably the extent of the magic I'll be using in this area. The other enemies in here are not, I don't think, weak to anything we have right now. If I remember correctly, the lizards are weak to fire, which we don't have. And I don't remember what the jellyfish guys are weak to. Oh, we killed them early. That was fun. So how's everybody's day been? I had a really long night yesterday, and anybody who's in the chat right now is probably aware of the reason. Yeah, sleeping is good. I took a bit of a longer sleep, but I still woke up kind of early relatively. I just kind of woke myself up with my sugary cereal, so, you know. I was making sure I had enough time to do the things I wanted to before my friend came over today, but unfortunately he did not end up coming over today, and postponed our little get-together for tomorrow, which kind of ruins my workflow. Oh, the cereal? It was just Honey Nut Cheerios. That's what I always eat. Yeah, my friend delayed his coming, which it kind of ruins my mojo a little bit, but, you know, it's not really that bad. But we'll hang out tomorrow, and it'll be fine. And, although it will kind of... They're not sugary. They've got like 20 grams on the back. Basic Cheerios are definitely not sugary, but Honey Nut, definitely. I mean, like, maybe not compared to, like, what, Fruit Loops or something like that, but you know what I mean. What was I talking about? I got distracted. Can't reach these guys. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I don't think this is happening. Well, let's just not worry about it. We'll get him on the way out. Keep on hitting L for Angela. I don't know why. So... Right, so the thing is, I wanted to stream in the afternoon tomorrow because I know that Jeff will be doing his stream. He's doing his late Sunday night streams now, which are cool. But with my friend coming over, I'm not really going to have the time to do that in the afternoon, unless I want to invite him over to be on the stream, but I don't think that would be very fun, honestly. There's other stuff I want to do with him, I think. Plus, if I wanted to do something with him, I'd want it to be something that we both started from the beginning and saw through to the end together. So that kind of puts me in a rough spot. So what I might do, I might just stream for as long as I can before Jeff's stream. Or maybe a little after it, because I know he likes to go pretty late in the night, and I know I definitely won't be going quite that late, no matter when I start, so I'll just have to do it as early as I possibly can. Oh, another fun thing these Potos can do is make their mothers appear. They can do some funky things, like Tier 2 Holy Magic, I think, which can be kind of problematic sometimes. There it is. So it's another reason to get rid of the Potos as quickly as possible. Especially if you focus on them from the beginning. Oh, John. Yeah, John will be streaming today, but I'm just carrying on despite that. If John ends up streaming and I lose everything, that's fine, you know? I can't put all my eggs in the D-pad basket. I got friends in other places too, I think. I hope. Yeah, Jeff will be streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow is what I'm talking about. At least if all goes according to plan. Things can always change, obviously. Now, it is possible to beat up these guys before they mature, but it's really hard to do, especially with a party like this, so... Plus, they give more experience in their matured form, so might as well just leave it like that. Alright. So now we have a little ambush room that we can't escape from, which is always fun. Also for fans of Secret of Mana, another weird thing that I remember from that game is that Evil Gate existed in that game as a dark spell, but it was actually the stronger of the two that the sprite could use, as opposed to, I believe the other one was Dark Force. So they reversed those in this game, so that Evil Gate is the Tier 1 spell and Dark Force is the Level 2 spell. And we'll be seeing plenty of that in the future. Don't you guys worry none about that. Let's just get them all in the gate. That guy's trying to heal already. I'm that strong. Oh no, he's not healing. He's just stabbing me really hard with a horn. So what have you guys... I mean, it's kind of the popular thing to talk about right now because freaking From Software doesn't release games every year or anything like that. But yeah, Sekiro came out. I have a friend that's pretty into it right now. But I've also heard a lot of dissenting feelings about it. Like, you know, it's not the same. It's like, it's too stealthy or something along those lines. So, I don't know how you guys fall on it, if you have played it, or have watched it be played at all at any time. I don't know. I'm curious to see what people's opinions on that game are as they keep going on here. Let's see. So what is happening? Nothing much right now. That's good. for me, I have very, very little experience in terms of the From Software games. I played a little bit of the Dark Souls network test that they had on the Switch, just to see what it was like. But that's the extent of my gameplay, besides watching a whole bunch of people play it. But I did buy Dark Souls 3 on Steam. It was like $15, and I thought to myself, damn, that's low. So I got it. I don't know if I'll ever play it, but I have a good avenue for it if I ever do decide to. Now, don't worry about getting eated by those guys. It doesn't really hurt, it just kinda is annoying. It's much easier to stab these guys from up here. There we go. That guy's not coming down. I'm not going to waste my MP on that. We might be running into a checkpoint of sorts soon. Hopefully. I don't remember exactly how many screens it takes, but it's quite a lot. At least the track is bumping. It doesn't get used very often, this one, so enjoy it while it lasts. Hit someone! I'm just like, just too far away to finish off these guys. There's one. Yeah, John said he was going to start in at 9 o'clock tonight. But I wonder, does that mean 9 EST or PST? Because if it's PST, and that's midnight, so I don't really have anything to worry about, actually. I don't know if he's keeping that in track. Yeah. I thought he might have specified EST, but I had forgotten in the moment. But once his stream starts, I won't be stopping. I'll just keep going, and we'll see what happens. Me, I couldn't start at 6. 6 is my dinner time. I gotta eat my dinners. I'm getting very little treasure. Alright, so here's another fork in the road. I think we want to keep going right. Nope. Forget me. Sometimes I forget. This place is huge. There's a Poto down there. I'll just have to deal with it when the time comes. These jellyfish guys, though, the Grells, they're not too notable, though. They don't really do much in terms of being annoying or hurty. That funky dance move, it doesn't seem to do anything. I don't know how long he'll go, honestly. It could be forever, it could be not that long at all. We have a pretty big discrepancy between all the members of the D-pad based on what kinds of things they like to do. Like, Sarah's streams are pretty pithy, comparatively. Only a little over 2 hours at most. While Rick tends to go for almost always 4 hours on the dot, more if he's invested. And Jeff's kind of in that range too. Okay, if I remember correctly, yes, here is our first checkpoint, so this is good. Big restoration for our MP, which is super useful. So we're about halfway through the area at this point. And now what we need to do, I remember this screen specifically. Unlike most screens where you can just finish, you can just like run past the enemies if you want. On this one, you kind of have to kill them all. And you'll see why in just a moment. Hey Zim. Good to see you. You didn't miss too much. We've been going through this exact cave for the past 15 minutes, so... So when we beat up these guys, a path opens up. Yeah, basically I was just saying, to some, we got to 16. I think that 15 is appropriate for this point in the game, but 16 was just for safeties. Angela learned Dark Magic. We're going to use it on this asshole because he heals everybody, and that's basically the extent of my strategy. And we're just talking about the streams that are happening, my plans for tomorrow. Because my friend did not come over today and instead postponed it to tomorrow, I don't know if I'll be able to stream and finish before Jeff's stream starts on Sunday. But we'll see what happens. I might just have to cut it a little short depending. I think we want to go left. Yes. We know we're going the right way because the enemies have gone up to 16 now instead of 15. But we should be getting to 17 pretty soon ourselves. Lucky 17, and then one more level after that, and we're ready for a class change. And that's super exciting. That's when the good stuff starts happening. Yeah, basically what I'm doing is the only important parts of combat because... Oh, there we go. Let's see. I'd better lay low on intelligence for now. It might be at its peak, honestly. The classes have a hard cap on how much of a stat they can get before the class change. So, you know, you want to keep that in mind. So let's increase our spirit because that's about as good as we can do right now. So when the class change happens, basically what will happen is all of our stats will get raised to the caps that they were in the first class for free, in addition to the new abilities and techniques we will all acquire. Oh, one of the babies died before they could mature. That's pretty rare. Poor babies, though. But a pretty quick life cycle on them, huh? Alright, another level for me. Let's see. Basically just intelligence for now. One good thing about the class changes, we'll have a lot more luck after that, so these chests should become quite easier to deal with in the future. Or at the very least, the wheel won't take quite as long to stop spinning, which is the annoying part. Alright, we're up to 4. Cool. If we can stay at least consistently 4, then it should average out to 3 at the very least, so hopefully we can do that. I'm not, like, really, like, hoping for Twitch to become, like, a career or anything like that. That's a long shot, but if I can get affiliate once, I never have to worry about it again, so it would just be nice to just get it out of the way. You know? Okay, why don't you heal yourself up after this trap resolves, Carly? You're gonna need it. Let's see. I think we want to go left again. Maybe? Might be getting lost again, but it's okay. I'll know pretty soon if we're going the wrong way. Maybe the game kind of expected you to take a few wrong turns, and that's why the curve can increase as much as it does sometimes. I don't know. I might be too smart for it. Okay, let's finish off this guy in action. Yeah, as you can see, we're not taking too much damage because of a bunch of levels, more vitality increases. We're able to make do. Alright, cool, cool. Let's give you some vitality, actually, Carly. You could really use the help. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this is right, actually. I distinctly remember this curve. And I know it might be hard to believe that something like this area, where everything looks the same, could become a memorable thing for me, but that's just how many damn times I've played this game. It has to be well over 20 at this point. Wasn't actually too long ago. I guess a little less than a year ago that I played it on the Switch when I got some Japan-only prepaid cards and bought the Seiken Densetsu collection from the Japanese eShop. And even though the game was not fan-translated, I knew it so well that I could just get through it anyway, which was really cool. So we got to the statue, which means that we are pretty much nearing the end of this place. So yeah, not too long. Only a little under a half hour, and whoops. Looks like he managed to spawn his mother before he left. These guys aren't going to get here to help me out, but that's okay. They're not doing crap anyway. Alright. I'll just open it myself. I can't wait for them. Let's see. And this should be the end. No, we're trapped! Okay. We get some extra dialogue here for Lise. Forest Dracula. Kind of. But that's the reason you're supposed to tell me your entire evil plot. Well, might as well just pack up her bags and go to hell, huh? Hey, it's our buddy from earlier. So how's my audio balance? I didn't change anything, but something could have changed anyway. Who knows? Let me know. So this is proceeding automatically, by the way, so nothing crazy happening just yet. He's like, aw, shucks. It was nothing. Alright. We're back in familiar-ish territory. I didn't go here before, but this is a south entrance from the Golden Road that we have passed up multiple times when we were back here earlier. So we're done there. Now we can head over here to Maya and take the cannon to get back to Forsena to get our next mission. Finally. But at least we did get a spirit during our detour. Understandable. Have a nice day. And fortunately for us this time, the cannon will not miss like it did before. So we're going to go directly to the kingdom. We can have our little chats, and we'll be able to get our situation handled. And I'm going to need your guys' help to make a decision coming up here. Let's go ahead, go back up to the king, and talk to him. Oh, Duran isn't here anymore. These guys are, though. Good luck. Good luck with that, sirs. The spirits of light, earth, wind, and darkness. Alright, so here's an overview of the last 4 spirits that we need to acquire and their locations. Monostone of Water is in Altena, in a cave south of the snowfields. That is where Angela lives. We'll find Undine there, but be careful, the stone's energy has already been released. Ooh, spooky. Now, far to the south, we have another place that is basically the opposite of where we just were. South of the Desert of Scorching Heat lies the Valley of Flames. You'll find the Monostone of Fire, and its guardian spirit Salamando. Now, I think they called him just plain old Salamander at one point. I forget which one is more correct, Salamander or Salamando. Southeast of here, you'll find the Moonlight Forest and the Monostone of the Moon. The beastmen inhabiting that area are quite strong, so be prepared. So basically, all the places that we're tasked to go to are deep in enemy territory for all 3 of the different factions that are hassling us throughout the story right now. And then there's this one. Monostone of Wood is in the Forest of Wonder, but it's inaccessible by land. South of that is the Lampflower Forest and its elf village of Diore. The Fairy King lives in Dior. He knows more about the Monostone. So, while it presented us with 4 options, the Monostones of Moon and Wood are currently blocked off by basically invisible plot walls. So, but the Monostones of Water and Fire are not. So, what I need you guys to tell me right now in the chat is whether you want me to go for Fire or Water first. And we also get the little backstory on the turtle that rescued us here. And a little item that will help us out. Alright, so we got a fire from Hidden Lightning. Let's see. I'm going to put away... Yeah, we'll put away the rope. We need to make room for it in our inventory here. Piara? I don't know, man. Words is weird. Anybody else want to weigh in? I don't think there's anything else for us to do here, so we might as well just hop on back to Maya so we can go back to the beach, use the flute, and call upon our friend. Let's see. Basically just all business at this point, which is fair. Fair. I don't mind it, really. Alright, so if nobody else is going to say anything, I guess I'll go for fire. It's not too much of a big deal. It's honestly the one I like to go for first, most of the time anyway. For sure, for sure. Alright, so we go to the beach, use the flute. And of course you gotta do a colorful twirl before you play it. That is required. I like how you just wave at him too. So now we have control over... I never knew that you could press the A button to make him go... to make him whine. I don't know why, I just never tried pressing it before. That's funny. Well, I don't want to interrupt the sweet music any more than I have to, so we'll keep that to a minimum, I think. So no more need for ships or boats anymore. We have a turtle, and it is our friend, and it can get us to all the places we need to go. So over here is what we're looking for. Oh, man, I forgot. This is one of my favorite songs in the game. The desert theme here. But before we proceed, we gotta upgrade our weapons here. Actually, no, I don't care about upgrading anybody else's weapon. We're at that point. Everybody here is slightly tan because they live in the desert. It's a nice attention to detail, or a stereotype, I'm not sure which. Let's see. So, hit our first triple digits in terms of attack power, so that's pretty exciting. Not too many people out and about right now because it's nighttime. Let's see, if I remember correctly, yeah, there's an Angel's Grail in this chest, so let's go ahead and put away the ones we have so that we can pick up this one. I think it's only one. It's not like 3 like the other barrel that last time. Yeah, it's just the one, but that's okay. We're well prepared here. So we haven't fought any bosses yet today, but that will certainly be changing soon. Let's go ahead and wander into the desert, since maybe there's people in this little bar here. Yeah, let's talk to some people here, actually. I wonder why. Yeah. There are only two genders, monsters and ninjas. Oh, I thought they were ninjas, not pirates. Anybody upstairs? Or is it just people sleeping in beds? Oh no, there's a little bar upstairs too. Yep, that's what we're looking for. Yeah, we kind of destroyed it. Alright. Well, best of luck to all the village residents here. Or the town. What's this place called? Sultan, I think. I gotta sneeze. Maybe. We'll see if it happens. Alright, 1 second here. Alright, let's go ahead and proceed into the desert, where we have these guys who are pretty much vanilla, except they have a lot of resistance to physical attacks. And I think they're weak to water, like most of the things around here, except for these birds. But now that we have better weapons, they're not quite as much of a pain as they were on the volcano island. There's also the Dark Priests, which are doing their thing. I'll leave them be for a second. Try and get everybody in one place so I can hit them all at once. There we go. I like the Dark Priests because they're pretty frail, but they still give a lot of EXP. Dang it! Alright, Carly, wake up. If I leave the screen, you'll wake up. There we go. Aren't you the only one getting petrified today? Let's see. What else do we have on this screen? Oh, there's an egg over there. Ah, screw it. It's not worth anything. I want to fight more of these guys. Alright. So I don't think the Duck Soldiers can do anything special. I think it's only their palette swap cousins that can. Just beat him up like you would anybody else. Let's see. Eventually we'll get this guy down. Come on, man. Yes, I know about the defense. Hey, Andrew. Thanks for stopping by. After this, I should check how close I am to 18. I don't think I'm, like, going to pass it. I'm a little scared of, like, getting to 19. Oh, I guess these guys can throw those. But doesn't matter because he's dead. Yeah, I'm gonna check how close I am to 18 after this screen of fights. If I need to skip a few enemies here and there, that's okay. As long as I don't get to 19 before we get to the stone. Right, dog pile. These birds really are cocks. There we go. Let's see here. So, 2,000 for you, 1,900, 2,400. I think we're in good shape to not ignore any fights then. Alright. So I think at night more bullets show up, and I think there's also gold ones that show up only at night. But they're not really any better because they give the same amount of experience even though they're a little harder to kill, so I wouldn't ever worry about that. Ow! I saw you do 70 to Angela. What the heck was that? Another trap. I'm gonna need a little double heal here, I think. Thankfully, we don't have to worry too much about getting into a bad situation here, because this place is not very sprawling. So a path opened up on the right, but that's not the way forward. That actually leads to Navarre's stronghold, which is just... They just locked the front door right now, so we can't do anything. So anyway, this screen is kind of weird because it has level 19 monsters on it. And no other screen of the desert has level 19 monsters. And there's not a screen like this in the snowfield area either, which is weird, even though it's like the sister area to this one. But hey, I don't mind the free experience boost. 69, boys. From here we want to go right. And there's a couple of losers here. let's just do this the good old-fashioned way. Alright, cool. So get over here, we get a natural progression. So you can see we're back to level 17 like it was before. Just hit the guy, at least. Okay. Now we have over here is a second town, Dean, which the other guy was talking about before. Now let me see. I always forget. Okay, yes. This is the armor salesman. Here they sell new hats and rings, and I'm going to go ahead and get them all. They provide some help for us. It's been a while since we upgraded too, so they're a little better than they would be normally, so I'm into it. And that's the reason why I like coming here first, because a town like this does not exist on the water side, so we can't get these hats until we go to the fire parts anyway. So just a couple extra points of defense. Every little bit helps when, you know, the enemies are doing like maybe around 10 damage around this point. And I guess while we're here, we might as well rest up. Get our MP back a little bit. Plus, it's free right now, so might as well. So we'll go to nighttime sleep so that maybe it's still free by the time we get back. Probably not, though. I just want to explore the desert at night anyway. Give you guys a little sprucing up of your adventurous lives here. Let's save too. It's been a while. The 6 hours of play, although 1 hour of that technically was my 10 minutes of grinding with the fast forward button. We might have to grind a little during the stream later too if we end up going as far as I think we might. Let's see, 8 o'clock, not too bad. Now, I thought there would be less cockatrices. I hate that defense debuff because it basically completely undermined our instay just now. Angela's getting her ass handed to her. Just I keep on missing with my own hits. There we go. Good lord. Okay. Okay. We're gonna have to patch up after that. I really should just stop fighting those guys. It's not worth it. These guys, definitely worth it, though. Alright. Let me double check my levels again after we're done with this. You're not dead? I swore you'd be dead by this point. I swear. Okay, there we go. Let's see here. We've only gotten like around 600 since we last checked. Okay. We're in pretty good shape then. Angela, if you'd please finish this guy off really quickly here for me. I'll even soften him up for you. Okay. Alright, let's just focus on the Bulette. Try and kill him and then move on to the next area. Those guys won't make the bird mature on their own, right? Ah, here's the gold one I was talking about before. Now over here, the enemies naturally scale up to 18, and that is intended, unlike the 19 screen that we were just at. But, you know what? I should just do a spell on the gold one because he is buku crazy defense. I wonder which spell has the quickest animation. Just thinking to myself. I believe in addition to just having decent defense already, I think the gold bullet can also buff its own defense too. Which is double annoying. Alright, how about we get everybody on screen and just do a tactical screen wipe here. Alright, not too bad. Yeah, at some point I'm going to have to adjust my friend's AI, I think, but that will have to wait for just a second because we can be pretty efficient with another change. Not too long from now. Okay. Well, we're not doing too bad today. Goldie's still alive. There we go. There's another one? The screen is huge. Or as I like to say, huge! I really do wish I had a little more physical power. This probably wouldn't be my first party that I would pick on my own, but... you know what? I'll take the safety of having a healer. It's not too bad of a thing to have in your pocket. Alright. One more spell, why don't you? The spell is called Evil Gate, and it's like sucks energy into the monster to attack them. So I'm wondering if it's like creating a black hole inside of their body and dragging something inside of it. That sounds really painful. There we go. Finally. Alright, now let's just get past this screen. We've got a much more reasonable group to deal with. Let me just snipe the priest there. Make sure that he gets beat down in just one spell here. But don't smack your priests in real life. Okay, he is dead. Yeah. No petrification, please. You gotta be close by now. There we go. Okay. Before we move on, I'm going to go ahead and give us some item-based patch-ups in our health. For no particular reason. Alright. Let's see how we go. So, the entrance is just not too far from here, but unfortunately, we've got some Navarre soldiers to deal with. Yeah, so it's back to the ninjas. They're back for round 2. But for some reason, Bijou has undone the curse on Hawk's girlfriend, and I wonder why that might be. We'll have to beat these guys to find out. So basically same strategy as last time, which is to say, do not use magic on them or they will counter with crazy crap. And just try to back them into a corner and beat them up a lot. Alright. This might take a while. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Alright, they have done the deed of splitting back up into 2 copies. How is Carly? Could be better. How about you heal yourself up? It is annoying to be dealing with a lot of enemies that you can't really use magic on. Especially with a party like this that's so heavily focused on the spellcasting side of things. But we'll probably be getting better solutions for that in the future. So as long as they just kind of stick to what they're doing right now and don't spam Shadow Dive all the time. Or whatever that was. I guess that was some kind of just physical special attack. But in general, this is going not too badly. We're not losing health too quickly because they're not doing anything too crazy. When they used Thunder Jutsu the last time, that was super annoying. Okay. That's fine. That's an attack debuff, but Angela does not care. She was already doing 1 damage anyway. Thankfully, it didn't multi-target it, which I know they can do. Alright, there's this. Let's see how much damage that does. Enough to kill! Great. That's why we got these. What was the number there? I can't see it anymore. Oh well. I think it was like 160 something. Maybe we should heal Angela? Yeah, let's heal Angela. Let's see. Will this be another one shot? It shouldn't. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's about 160 damage, so as long as we're staying on the ball, we're okay. Lise might need a round drop at some point soon. She gets hit one more time here. Okay, we got one. And usually when you get one, that means the other one isn't too far from dying either, because they're always, like, right next to each other. Alright, got to level 18 for Lise. A cool, like, 700 experience right there. Yes, they didn't escape that time. You saw them clearly, like, poof. So they are dead for good. Now here we are at the Valley of Flames, where we got a little bit more of dungeon to go through. And this loser is doing his thing again. So these Basilisk guys, they're, you know, not too terrible. I think they can sometimes breathe fire and it does a lot of damage, but overall, you know, as long as you're topped off, there's not much to worry about. I'm just making sure to get enough kills to push Carly up to level 18 like the others so that we can get to our class change. Because, as they said a little earlier, the Mana Stone of Fire is in here somewhere, and we need the power of the Mana Stone in order to start the class change. I guess these guys are showing up more because it's nighttime, which is fine by me. Normally there's some really nasty enemies here, like upgraded armor knights, ninja masters. They can be pretty frustrating to deal with, especially in tight enclosed spaces like these. Oh, speaking of the devil, there's a ninja master. They love to open with that, but thankfully the agility debuff doesn't mean anything. And we're not taking too much damage from that stuff anymore. Alright, there's Carly's level. Let's give her strength just for fun. It's not going to matter in a second anyway. We also got upgraded ducks here. They might throw some bombs at us, but it's nothing we can't handle. And just like the boss fight, we don't want to use magic on the Ninja Master, because they will also counter with some jutsu or shuriken or something like that. Now, if we had a Hawk in our party, he could eventually become that class of ninja character too, and be able to do those kinds of magics. And they can be pretty useful. Here we go, we get a nice little Healy point here for reasons. I'm not gonna bother saving. No big deal. And there's Bijou and Jessica. Right on time. Yeah. You know what they say, a dart in the hand is worth two in the forehead. Like how Lisa's saying, this is what you were pining after? Alright, well, maybe we'll pop in and see how they're doing later. So, unfortunately, they ended up releasing the power of the Mana Stone. As you might recall from last time, the spell that unleashes their power requires someone to die for it, and while Bijou was planning to use Jessica to die for it, which is why she undid the curse on her so that she also wouldn't die, instead, because of the disruption in plans, she had to use the ninjas to unleash the power of the Mana Stone. So that is double confirmation that they are definitely dead. And it's curious, she also mentioned the Dark Prince, same as that red-eyed man from before. Oh, and there's our spirit that we were looking for. Little fire lizard holding a fire stick. Hello, I'm Kazakhstan. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. This game is interesting. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Alright, so we have obtained Salamando's power, and now it is time. So at this point, we can choose whether to go with one of two classes. Now, since this is only the first class change, it won't be the results that I had everybody voting on before, but it will be the intermediate step. So for all three of our ladies, we're going to be choosing the second option. So for Lise, this means Rune Maiden. And it makes them different colors. Got a little weird glitch with the music there. Alright, let's do everybody else now. Alright, so for Angela, we're going to have to make her into a Delvar. Which is kind of a weird word, but I won't get into it. I'm sure there's some meaning to it that is very important. You get some nice orange hair, kind of like bronzish hair, actually. It's not quite brown, it's not quite yellow. And now for Carly. She's going to become an enchantress. And it's as simple as that. Now we are a lot stronger than we were before. But unfortunately, every time you class change, there's a hidden multiplier that goes up on enemy magic spells. So we're going to be taking a lot more damage in the future, but it gets made up for with our increased stats, kinda, sorta. So let's take a look. The class change, we also get new menu portraits for everybody too, so let's soak in those for a little bit here. Not too bad, not too bad. As for details on what the classes do, yeah, you can't really see their faces too well, huh? Lise is going to, as she levels up, gain spells that do debuffs. So we will finally have our own way of manipulating enemy stats, which will be pretty handy in the coming future. Let's see. Angela is going to be learning more spells, more offensive spells. As a Delvar, she kind of starts focusing inward on very specific spells, unlike the other class, which basically learns everything for every element. So there's a bit of a trade-off there, but potentially the final classes will be worth it for her. As for Carly, in addition to improving her healing magic slightly, she will also be able to learn some very light summoning spells in order for her to also be dealing damage with her magic as well. So it's all good here. Now, an important thing I need to do now that we have done our class change, we now have a level 2 technique that we can do. If you were noticing before, all the time we were fighting, I would use, by using my technique once the green bar filled up. Now there's an additional yellow bar that can also fill up in order to do a special, stronger move. However, these moves count as magical in nature. These moves count as magical in nature, and as such, they can elicit counterattacks from the wrong kinds of enemies. So what I need to do for my AI partners is to set it so that they only use their level 1 technique. So that I can decide when I want to use my level 2 one in comparison. Flying Heaven Spear. I think that one is single targeting. Some level 2 techs are multi-targeting, and those are really handy, but we'll have to deal with those things. Oh, I also take a quick look at how her stats have improved here, too. So, you can see Lise is very balanced. That's basically her modus operandum, is having very balanced stats. Angela had hit her intelligence cap prior. Now she has a lot more luck, a lot more strength as well. Carly still has more luck, though, and basically identical magical stats to Angela. So yeah. So let's fight some dudes. Let's see if I need to actually do any extra healing now. No, I don't. But we will go ahead and save so that we don't need to see any of those long cutscenes again. And I will see if I can use Lisa's new level 2 tech against an enemy here. Wow, they're doing more than single-digit damage now. Alright, here we go. Oh, it is multi-target. Awesome. Yeah, that's going to really help expedite random encounters. You know, I might as well switch to the other party members so I can at least show off the animations for their techs at least once. They are based on your physical attack power, so even for the other ladies, they're not going to be super useful. So let's see. So Angela just shoots some stars out of her cane to attack like that. Nothing too crazy there. And if the game will let me switch to Carly, I can show hers off too. Uh, I didn't set Lise to not use her technique, but I'm going to be controlling her most of the time, so it shouldn't be an issue. Yeah. Carly's animation isn't too crazy, it looks like. So there we go. A little bit of a artistic time here. As you can see there, we got... That healing is doing a lot more than it used to. Carly's healing is basically going to be extremely potent for the entirety of the game. And it's about to get more potent. Once we get to level 19, you'll start seeing their skills beginning to develop even further, which is pretty exciting for me anyway. And we get to pick it all on some level 18 monsters and level 17 monsters because of the open-ended nature of this part of the game. You can see, I said earlier that spells would, like, not be good against the Ninja Masters, but if I know they're going to die, I might as well use it. Excuse me, my voice is a little dry right now. My glass of water is nearing empty, even though I went quite a bit longer last time before I filled it up again. We'll see what happens, I guess. So yeah. Basically, with Lise here, I think I'm pretty much always going to try to do the level 2 attack if I can. So I hope you guys like that animation. Okay. Let's see if we get a trap here and we can get good ceasing. Oh, what is that? Can't quite parse that emoji there, but I'm sure it's very profound. I'm not trying to be disparaging or anything, I just have genuinely no idea. Feel free to spam whatever you please. I don't have any crazy bots or anything in my chat to police people. I just have to do it myself. Because I'm still not quite that big anyway. Alright, let me see if... Do we also get that multiplier to our magic power? We were doing like 150-ish to these guys before. Now it's 190. Yeah, so we don't get like a crazy multiplier on our magic, but we get something anyway. These guys are still hardy. I do like bugs. Oh, tell me to stay hydrated. Oh, well, thank you very much. A new world has been opened up to us today. I will do my best to stay hydrated. How much longer until the next level anyway? Now I'm getting a little too antsy for this kind of thing. Let me see here. Still quite a bit ways off. We'll just let it happen when it happens. I'm sure it'll be like halfway through the snowfield when we get there. So if you weren't aware earlier, Zim, we now know where the final stones and spirits are that we need to look for, and ow. We were given mission by the King of Forsena to go look for all of them, and we could go to the fire or water ones in any order we wanted, so I asked around, and we went for fire first. So when we go to water, the levels will be about the same as they were in this area. So it'll basically be a ultra-powerful romp through that place, and we won't be dealing with any sort of difficulty, which will be nice for a change. But that just means that when we eventually do get to the next stone in sequence, they have an excuse to just massively inflate the levels. But we'll do our best. So we can also be looking forward to a fire elemental spell from Angela in the near future, since we obtained Salamando's power, but I'm not sure what will come first for her. We'll find out. Alright. I'm making sure just to fight everybody on my way out, because you can never be too prepared. I think I mentioned this before, but I really do love the song in the desert here. It has a weird title, too, in the OST. I believe it's called Harvest November, which is a very strange title for a desert song, but, you know, all of the titles in the OST for this game are weird Englishy kind of titles. They're all, like, in English. Even in the original, like, Japanese OST, the titles are written out in English with English letters. Alright. So summoning spells like that unicorn head that you just saw there, that's the kind of stuff Carly will be learning down the line. I did say earlier that the Dark Priest types of enemies represent her job class, and that is another thing that she will be capable of in the near future. Using my level 1s a bit too much here, I think. They can still be useful if you're just like backing up an enemy into a corner and you don't want to go into a long animation for it. Another interesting thing about the class change is that the equipment that you can use also changes. So depending on whether you go to the light class or the dark class, and we all went to the dark class, that can change the selections of equipments available in the future. It won't like be anything super weird or crazy, but it's like a little bit of personalized touch that I like. So not too much longer from now, we'll be seeing stores that will start selling 2 sets of body armor or 2 sets of helmets, and that is because one set is intended for the base class and one set is intended for the first job change. So if somebody wanted to go through the game without changing their job, they wouldn't be totally screwed out of being able to upgrade their equipment. I don't know why you would ever want to do that, but, you know, some people can be masochists and want to challenge themselves. It's not like this game is, like, dead brain easy all the time, anyway. Now we have our turtle friend here to ferry us to our next destination. I guess that's kind of a point, Urivik, but I believe that the game was intended, balanced in mind for you to get the class change around the time that we did, considering the levels of the enemies in the areas here. So they set the next place that we're going to after this is when they'll start varying the armor shops. And I think the weapon shops as well. So anyway, here we are at Elrond. This is where Angela is from. There are too many icebergs for ships to sail from here. And yeah, we know about this. Some of the people here are giving like day one game tips because, you know, you can be here very early if you play as Angela as your starter character. Let's see, so we don't need to do anything crazy around here. Might as well just move along here and continue on our merry little way. This place has good music too, but it's not as catchy as the other place, but I like it a lot. And the enemies here I think are a little less annoying in general. So we got the Pacoons from before, but they are now permanently matured. We got these seahorse guys who are looking pretty fancy. And we got the Sahagins with their tridents. There's little fish boys. An annoying thing they can do is debuff your attack power, but thankfully it's only for one person in the party and not the entire party. Imagine if they could debuff your entire party at once and you couldn't do crap. I don't want to think about the future. It's so nice being able to just hit everybody on the screen for free. So, Urivik, how familiar are you with the game? I have played this game countless times, and I'm always looking to share it with other people. But, you know, if you know a lot about the game, that's cool. If you know anything interesting about the game that you think that the viewers might not know, feel free to share it. So some of these dead ends are... There are a lot of dead ends like this in the desert too, but I don't know why. I just kind of like going into the dead ends in the snowfield on purpose. Probably because I don't find the enemies as annoying to fight. I guess I could have upgraded the magic ladies' weapons at this point too, but I'll save it for when we get to the next place at this point. Let's see here. Let's give Carly a little patch-up. Healite is coming out pretty quickly now. Soon it'll be near instant. This would be even easier if Angela had learned the spell for Salamando, because pretty much all these guys are weak to fire. Looks like they got Lise with the attack debuff. Not great. But we got them all the same. Nope, no problem. So I believe Potos can also show up here, so if you do run into them, it's always a good idea to snipe them with Evil Gate before they can do anything crazy. I'm pretty sure I had a full green bar. Where did it go? I did not press B. Okay, well, I did it that time because it was just the guy by himself. Here we get a trap room that we need to go through. So it could be that Lisa's light class does not have an AoE attack for the level 2 tech. I don't remember exactly. Oh, great! You want to boost intelligence, as always, in order to trigger the next spell. Fireball! Great. Now the rest of us can start learning good stuff too, as soon as we get a couple more levels here. I guess I should show it off, huh? Alright, let's do it. If the game will let me.